So we got to talk about the truth about making money on YouTube. So there's been a lot of talk about just making money on YouTube. I'm getting recommended a lot of those videos because I like to stay in the YouTube loop and just what's going on, because I work with YouTube clients and just for my own channels. So I got recommended this video from this guy, and the title is "YouTube is actually helping anybody get paid easy." I watched a couple of his videos. Seems like a cool guy, and I think these videos they're going viral. So I want to touch on some stuff that he talked about and some things that he said in the video. So this is like my response, but I also want to share some insights from my experience on YouTube, because I've been on YouTube since 2016. I have multiple channels. I've monetized multiple channels. I've have clients. I've gotten their channels monetized. So I know a good amount about this platform and just what it takes to succeed. So one point that he's touching on in the video is it's not hard to make these videos. Like, you can make low effort videos where you don't need editing, and he emphasizes like you just need your phone. You don't need a mic. You don't need to go out and buy all this fancy equipment. And I do agree with that. I do agree with that. I think a lot of people get caught up in like the gear and focusing on just the quality and the cameras, when that honestly, it doesn't really matter. It's all about the message, and what's more important is what's your message in the video. Are you offering value to people, right? And I know y'all probably hear that term a lot, but value is a good way to put it is what can someone take away from your video? Like, can they watch your video and take something away from it? That could be anything. It could be that you're entertaining. It could be that your message was motivating, inspiring. Maybe you're teaching them something. Maybe you're giving them a behind the scenes perspective of what a job looks like, or something like that. That's valuable content. So I think, right off the bat, that's a good point. Just pick up your phone and record. Just get in the habit of recording. And I think, that can take you far, and even further than, just focusing on the gear. So the next point, he touches on the low effort type of videos where, YouTube has changed. Like I said, I was back on YouTube in 2016, where it was more high production and super edited type of content. But now you are seeing a shift in more low effort type of videos. Some people even one take. There's no cuts in their videos. I do a lot of cuts because I mess up, or maybe I'm thinking about my next talking point. But I would say, yes, that's definitely a good point, that you don't have to have these overly edited videos and all these pop-ups, and you can just flip on your camera like I'm doing. I'm about to go to the gym. Sometimes I just flip on my camera if I'm taking a walk. It is kind of low effort because it's not a lot that goes into it. The most time that I spend on a video is coming up with the topic. Right now, I have in the past did more edited videos. Most of the content I've ever posted was more educational, so I would really have to figure out my talking points, just because I feel like an educational tutorial style video, you want it to flow well, and it needs to be structured in a certain way. But I also have experience with low edited, just regular talking head videos, and just me kind of going off the dome. And I've really even emphasized that more for like this past month. If you go to my channel, I've been uploading way more because I'm experimenting, but I'm also rebranding. But I would call these, for me, more low effort type videos where I don't have a script, right? I just pop on the camera and I just start sharing my thoughts. The main thing that I focus on is that it's content that will be valuable to someone, and they could take something away from it. So I would just end this point by saying, if you think, or maybe that's something that's holding you back, that you think, oh, I have to have all these fancy videos and this fancy background, you don't need all that stuff anymore. As you can see, I'm in the car, and people are liking this more realistic content in realistic places, and just kind of basic edits. Now, another point, I think this is a important point to touch, and I know a lot of people probably have questions about this, or I know you've probably seen it from a lot of people if you watch a lot of YouTube growth type videos, and that's this more realistic content, this shift in this realistic kind of content. People just want to see everyday normal people doing normal things. So that's something he touched on in the video of, you know, something that I think he was sharing stuff that worked for him, is just kind of sharing his life. So some videos that did well for him. It's a fire truck over here. Hopefully y'all can't hear it. But some videos that did well for him were talking about just his everyday life of like his job situation. So he was, you know, telling people, just pick your phone up and just talk about your job. Like my day in the life of working at Walmart, or a day in the life of being an entrepreneur. So just kind of sharing your everyday routine and your job and your real life struggles. And I do think that's a great tip. I think that's great advice. That's something that I've done, because when I started my first channel, I looked at myself as like a vlogger, right? I was new to YouTube. I didn't know what worked, but my channel did not grow at all. It took me 5 years to get 500 subscribers. And that's because I didn't understand how YouTube works. So I was making selfish content. I was just vlogging, showing my life. And I don't have an extravagant life. I'm just a normal guy. I don't have a crazy amount of money, none of that. Right? And I was like, people aren't watching this content. Like, what's the deal? And I was so passionate about it, but people didn't respond to that content because I was just thinking about me. I was making selfish content, showing my life, and people don't really care about that. And that's something that he said in the video, and I agree 100%. People don't care about your life like that, but they do care about, you know, you showing a day in a life of working as a secretary, or a day in a life of working a hard labor job, and kind of sharing that real day-to-day and your struggles, because that's something that people can relate to. So that's very valuable type of content. So I would say, if you don't know what type of content to make, I think that's a good type of content to lean into for just normal everyday people. Just share your life, right? Like, I mean, you could be someone that's passionate about working out. Like, I love working out. Like, I have a fitness channel. I don't upload on there anymore, but I could start to upload on there again. And it was a pretty decent channel. I learned a lot from it. You know, it was decent as far as growth, but I could share that everyday life. I could share what I eat. I could share my progress, my struggles, right? That wouldn't be something that's hard for me to do, because it's just what I do on a day-to-day basis. So you can do that as well. And I think it makes sense, and it's smart to kind of lean into your job and use your job as content, because, you know, you probably have people that want to know about that job, or you probably have someone that's going through that same job situation. So I do think that's a good type of content to make. Now, this next point, I have a lot of points. He said it was a long video. I think his videos are pretty long, but he was talking about making longer videos. Make sure your videos are 15 to 20 minutes. So my thoughts on that is, I personally do like longer videos and do try to lean into those, because the longer your videos, the more ads that can be placed on a video, so you make more money. So that's something that, if you don't know, now you know, and that's important to know if you want to make money or more money from just your video content and the ads running on your content. I also think longer videos is a good strategy from my experience, because of the total watch time that you can get. So longer videos get more watch time. And what I've seen from YouTube over the years, you know, I've really dug into the analytics. I've worked with a lot of other channels, and I'm seeing that YouTube really prioritizes watch time, total watch time. And it seems like those videos kind of have seems like a better chance of getting pushed out and recommended. These videos that have this higher watch time. And I even think they affect the rankings. I would even say from like even search-based content. Like, it used to just be about like keywords and it was easier to rank, but I think you have other factors now that YouTube kind of prioritizes more. And I think one of those is watch time. So I think videos in search that have a higher watch time are going to rank higher. But I will say, I've had short videos that do good as well. So some of this stuff is hard to kind of, I hate to say it in like absolutes, like, oh, this is what works, this is the way to do it, because YouTube is finicky. You know, you'll see something that works and then maybe it'll stop working, or something else will work over here that's completely different from the other thing that works. So that's something I've seen from YouTube. But I know that YouTube prioritizes the viewing experience and how long people are watching the content. Total watch time matters for you know, the performance of that video. But short videos do well too. What's most important, I would tell you, don't make the video longer just to make it longer to the point to where like you're stretching the video out, or you're not talking about anything of value in the video. I would say make the video as long as it needs to be. Like for me, you'll see on my channel, I have shorter videos because like that's all it took for me to get my point across, right? And then I have longer videos because I'm just talking about more. So I would say just make the video as long as it needs to be. But it is good to know about, you know, what I said about watch time and how that's an important metric on YouTube. Now this next point, and then I'll kind of get into, you know, important things that I've learned and like different monetization methods you can try, because I know there's different ways you can make money, which he focuses more on views. That's how he makes all his money, which I do not think that that's the best strategy, but I'll get into that. But he talks about, you know, in this video, he gives you different titles. He's saying copy his titles, which makes sense. And I think he mentions too that, you know, he copies titles, or, you know, this is a strategy that big YouTubers use. And that is true. That is something that works. I think it's a great way to get a big influx of traffic and build your channel and get a lot of momentum, is leaning into titles that are working. So just kind of copying titles that are working and that are like already in the algorithm, and YouTube is pushing that content, right? Which is what I'm doing with this video right here. I'm kind of just seeing how this works. So I'm going to copy his title, right? And I've done that for other content in the past. You know, you kind of see a hot topic and then you make a video about that. So I found when you make videos like that, those videos can just pop off, and you kind of get like these micro viral, or even in some cases just viral type videos. So I do think that's a good strategy to look in at your niche. I would even say look outside your niche and see what titles are really performing for people. Kind of like an outlier type of title that just stands out, or maybe you see a channel that it's a smaller channel, but they made this video about this topic, and let's say they have like 500 subscribers, and that video got like 20K views, right? There's something there right there. So it may make sense to kind of copy that title, or copy pieces of it and kind of put your own spin on it, because that's kind of showing you that this is kind of like an outlier title that could perform well. Now let's talk about this views thing. This video is getting long, see? I honestly, I'm not a huge fan of making super long videos. It's just, I like to keep my videos around 10 minutes, at the most 10, 12 minutes. But anyways, let's talk about this views thing. His main monetization strategy and what he leans into is YouTube ads. So getting paid by YouTube from being in the partner program. I can't even talk. So you have to get approved for this. You have to have, I think it's 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers to even get in the partner program. Now I want to talk about that. Like I said, this video is the truth about YouTube and making money. It's not easy. YouTube is, and you're hearing all this talk about easy mode, but it's really not easy. I have to say that. I have to be real with y'all. It's not easy. I do think it's easier now with this new shift in content. But just YouTube in general is not easy from my experience. I can't say that. So for me, the best way that I've made money has been outside of YouTube ads, which is, you know, being a part of the partner program, YouTube paying me. It's been from other monetization methods. So the thing with what he's saying about, you know, making all this money, this is from getting a lot of views. And that's the thing that I want to touch on. It's not easy to get a lot of views. I just got to be real with y'all. It's not. It's really not easy to get a lot of views. And the thing is, it's not just getting a lot of views to make a lot from YouTube ads. It's getting a lot of views consistently. So it's not just doing it one time. You have to consistently do it, right? And you're going to have some videos that just underperform and they don't perform well. That's just the nature of YouTube from my experience. Not every video is going to perform well. Not every video is going to get a lot of views. You may see my channel and you see some of my views and you're like, oh, his views are low, but I am rebranding. So don't judge me now, judge me later with my recent content. Forget where I was going with that. But it's not easy to get views. And in a lot of cases, you may see a channel getting a ton of views, but some of these people, they're not mentioning the amount of work it took and how long they've been working at their channel to start getting that amount of views consistently, right? Like I said, with my first channel, I was barely breaking it forever. I was barely breaking like 50 views, right? And then I reached a point to where I'd get like 100 views and it wouldn't really budge too much. And then I get into the 500 range, and then I started getting some videos that would get like 1,000 plus, and then I would get like these mini micro viral type videos. But it took me years to get to that point. And I'm talking about with my first channel. After that, starting my second channel, now that one would get more views because I applied what I learned from the first channel. I understood the YouTube algorithm and how it works. I understood how to write effective titles, effective thumbnails, just got better on camera. Like, those things matter. So I would get more views, but you know, that was five, I can't remember exactly, but it was 5+ years with that first channel of learning. And then I started to get views on my new channel. So that's the point that I would really want to drive home, is that it takes time to build up these things. Even with AdSense and making money from just getting a bunch of views, like the truth about it is that's not gonna happen out the gate for a lot of people. I'm just being real. I'm not trying to discourage people. I'm not a hater. I'm just giving you my experience, and I do not think that's going to happen for a lot of people straight out the gate. It's going to take you, I would say now people are catching on faster, but it's gonna take you a little while. I would say at least 6 months to a year to really learn the platform, learn effective titles, thumbnails, just how to make good videos, start seeing, you know, a good amount of views, because you do have to understand, views aren't just gonna come. You have to understand like how to get views. How do you get views? You have to understand how to get people's attention, and how to write compelling titles, right? Those are key. So title, topic, thumbnail is one of the most, those are some of the most important things on YouTube. Until you learn that, you're going to struggle to get views. And then it does become a little bit easier once you understand that, and then you truly understand your audience. See, everyone's audience is different. So that's why this advice, not just from him, but just this general advice, some of it can work for anything, but you have to understand that every channel and every audience is different. So these audiences are going to respond differently to different things. So you have to figure out what works for your audience. And that's when I really started to see some growth with my second channel. And I monetized that one within a year, because I started to see what my audience liked and what they responded to. And that right there was a game changer for my growth, because I wasn't just randomly, blindly doing things. Like, I knew what type of content they wanted, and I knew how to title the video and make the thumbnail to capture their attention and get them to click. So that's key. Do not sleep on that. Do not overlook that. It's very important. So now I really want to get into, you know, different monetization methods for someone that's new, or you're just trying to figure out how to monetize, because ads isn't the only way. And I just don't think it's the best strategy. And the algorithm could change, your views could drop off. So if you're just focused on that, then what? You know what I mean? Or what if you make a pivot and your views get low? Like, there's so many things that can go wrong. And I know some people would say that could be with anything, but there's other things and other ways that you can make money. It's not just from ads, right? So I would tell you, and keep this in mind, when it comes to making money from YouTube, like I said, this is the truth. I want to be real with y'all. You have to build up your channel first. Like, this is something that people aren't mentioning. Like, you have to build up your channel first. You have to build an audience, and to build that audience, you have to attract the audience. That's why I talked about the titles, topic, thumbnail, because that's that attraction phase. So it does take time to build up your channel and build trust with people, and get people to like you and to keep coming back for more content. So you have to build that first. You do have a building stage, and then you can lean into Like, okay, I have the audience, now I can monetize. I think that's important for people to know. Like I said, my first channel, I tried to monetize too quick. I didn't know what I was doing, and I struggled to make money. And I'm talking about from outside of ads. I was doing personal training. I was trying to do some online training, services, meal plans, things like that. And I wasn't really making money from that. And that's mainly because I didn't know how to sell, of course. But the main problem was I didn't have enough traffic. So it didn't even matter what I had to offer because it didn't have enough people coming in. So that's something you have to understand. To make money in these other ways, you do have to learn how to generate traffic. And this is something that has helped me make so much money now. I work for myself now because a lot of what I do revolves around generating traffic, whether it's on a platform. It's mainly platform driven. So like I do freelance work. So how to get people's attention with titles, thumbnails, how to drive more traffic to my profile. YouTube, I have other channels, like just knowing how to attract people and generate traffic to get them to come into my world. And now I can start to make money from other ways, whether that's affiliate marketing, a service, a product. So not just ads. Right? So that's something to keep in mind. A good way to get started with making money for your YouTube channel is to obviously keep in mind you've built up some sort of influence in channel, you have some sort of traffic coming in, because you have to have that. I would start with affiliate marketing. And I know y'all have heard this before, but it really works. It's one of the biggest parts of my business model right now. I am a full-time content creator, freelancer working for myself. So I consistently make a good amount of money from affiliate marketing. Now, I'll be real with you. It does take time to build this. It does. But it's one of those things, once you build it, it consistently brings you in money, and it will consistently grow if you're doing it the right way. And I think this is good for a good place to start for a lot of new creators, or creators that just don't have a bunch of experience, because you don't really have to sell. A lot of people are scared to sell. They don't know how to sell. It's more of a easier method for people. It was easy for me because what you're doing is you're just recommending products, services that you use, that you love, and you're just telling your audience about it. And when they purchase this product or service, you get a commission from that. So the strategy is making content around these products and services. For example, with this channel, right? Affiliate marketing, how I do it, I talk about a lot of photography products. And you can see I've even pivoted. I don't even really talk about photography anymore, but those videos are still making me money from affiliate marketing because it's evergreen content. People are constantly searching, constantly finding this content. This is why I think YouTube is amazing, because you make videos, it could be 6 years ago and it's still making you money, right? But this is the power of affiliate marketing. So I strategically make videos around these products and services, right? So I don't have to sell nothing. I just make the content, informing people, educating people on why I love this product or service and how I use it for me. So at that point, they can make a decision if it's right for them. And, they can choose to support me by using my affiliate link. That's it. That's it. So I think that's a great way for people to get started in monetizing outside of ads. Now, the other way I would tell you, and these are all things that I've done, so I can truly, speak on these and tell you from experience, is to create offer a service or create a digital product. And I know I've seen some people say, don't do this. I'm gonna tell you to do it. I'm gonna tell you, don't just rely on one thing. You cannot rely on ads. The harsh reality is a lot of people are not going to make, this 15,000, 20,000 from ads. So having these other little things like affiliate marketing, a service, product, these things can add up. And when you have all these things together and you're consistently still building at these things, they can make you a good amount of income. I don't care what anyone says, because I've done it, right? So the service is easy. Like, it's one of the easiest things you can start. You just put it out there that you offer this service. You could be a coach. You could offer coaching services, right? Think about your experience. What do you have knowledge in? It could be anything. You could coach people on giving them marriage advice because you're married. You could coach people on fitness if you do fitness. You could coach people on how to get out of their 9-to-5 and work for themselves. So think about what you're currently doing, what you currently have a lot of knowledge and experience in. And I take that back. You do not have to have a lot of knowledge and experience. You just need to know more than the next person. And that's something that had me stuck for a long time. I thought I had to have like 10, 15, 20 years of experience to help someone. When in reality, I could be doing something for a year or two and I have a good idea about it to where I could help people, because not everyone has that 1 year of experience. Some people are just starting out and they don't know what to do. So it's kind of reshifting that mindset like that, and that really helps you with, offering that service. Now, the other route is the digital product, which is similar to the service, but it's more created. And I don't want to say forget it because you have to market it, but it's more passive. You don't have to show up. Like with the service, you have to show up to complete the service, right? Coaching, you have to get on the video call. The digital product is kind of like the service. So you could package up all that knowledge and experience into some sort of digital asset or product that can help someone. You don't have to ship like physical products either, so that's a perk of it. It's digital. People can just download it. So like I said, it's the same like a service. Think about your knowledge, your experience, and then package that up in some type of digital form. That could be an ebook, some type of mini course, a course, some type of just PDF. I mean, you don't have to get fancy with it, right? I sold my first like digital product that I really leaned into was on this channel. It was a photography business starter kit. I sold it for $23. I made thousands of dollars with that digital product that took me a couple days to make. And it just sold after that. Obviously I would mention it in my videos and I would craft content around that product to sell it. But, I'm already creating content and I've already built the audience, already built the trust, so it was easier to sell. Guys, that was a lot. This is a long video. This is 30 something minutes. It's probably gonna be about 20 some minute video, but I feel like I gave a lot of good game in this. Really wanted to make this topic. Like I said, I've been on YouTube for a long time, and I just want people to understand the truth and the real side to YouTube, especially when it comes to making money. Because I'm seeing a lot of people get into this and it's like, they think they're going to get rich and just make a lot of money very quickly. And that's not the reality of it. Like what you see now from me took years. Like I started in 2016. I just quit my job of July this year, 2024, right? And honestly, the way that I make most of my money is not from YouTube. That's a part of it. But it's from the skills that I've developed from being a YouTube creator. That's another way that you can monetize yourself and make a good amount of money. Because as a YouTube creator, there's so much that you learn, whether it's editing, just about video production gear. You could coach people on that. So you could offer up some kind of service from the knowledge that you've gained. That's why you see a lot of YouTubers that turn into YouTube editors. It's a very high paying niche. It's very in demand, but that came from them starting on YouTube. So that's how I have kind of monetized myself and made more money. It's just from the skills that I've learned from YouTube and creating content. Now I create content for brands and businesses, UGC. That's another way, but that came from starting on YouTube, talking to a camera and knowing how to make good videos. But hopefully this video helped y'all. I pretty much gave you everything. I gave you everything, and I touched on some of that guy's points. He's a cool guy. I forget his name. He's having good success. I like his story because I think he kind of was struggling, and now he's starting to really reap the benefits of all that content he created and sticking with YouTube. Yeah, I think his story is very motivational. But if you got value from this, if you learned anything, drop it a like, subscribe to the channel. I talk about YouTube. Like I said, I'm rebranding. I'll talk about making money online, entrepreneurship, a lot of different things revolved around that type of stuff. So if you're interested, consider subscribing. I'll see y'all in my next video. Peace.